Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Natalie, and I thought I'd do a really quick update on how my garden's growing and how we're going on our grow, forage, barter and sell challenge. We're embarking on a year of only eating what we grow, forage for, barter for, or purchase with the funds that we make from selling our excess produce. So here we go. This is my huge zucchini patch. This is all filled with all different types of zucchinis. Some of them didn't really grow, as you can see here, but I filled them in with watermelons. But it is full of squash, and I'm starting to get a heap of zucchinis, which is great. So tonight I'm going to make some zucchini pasta. There's two on that bush ready to pick. I'll have some for breakfast in the morning, and I'll preserve some too. This mess is our berry patch. We've been getting heaps of berries every day, different types of blackberries and raspberries and crosses. This has been really good. There's a nice ripe one right in here. There's a nice ripe one here. Really good berries. In this area I've got Cape gooseberries all the way along, some capsicums and chilies here, some basil, some leek and some chives. And right at the end I have some tomatillos and cucumber. We're starting to get heaps of fruit on the tomatillos, and this is probably my best cucumber plant, and I think we're getting baby fruit on here too, which is really exciting. I harvested all my garlic out of here. I had 1,200 bulbs planted. I've got a tiny bit more I need to pick probably tomorrow, and in here I've got my corn and some melons. So the corn's just popping up. I'll plant some beans up them too. It's got heaps of weeds in here, as you can see, especially in this area here where I planted my carrots and beetroot. So once the shelter of the garlic was removed and it was getting lots of water because I was germinating my carrots, which you can see here, all these weeds popped up. So I need to spend some time in here weeding because it's a mess. Onions are starting to bulb up, which is really cool. You can see this one here is getting close. And these are destined for my zucchini pickles. And on this side I have my sweetie tomatoes, which make 1 gram tomatoes, some eggplants, more basil, and my cucumber melons. Over here I have a bunch of flowers, some yacon, some beetroot, some lone radishes, which I'll let go to seed because they're a bit holey at the moment. I'm going to plant the bananas there. I've got some hollyhocks, a heap of dahlias and lilies and snaps, and some strawberries right at the back where it's a little bit shaded, and tamarillo tree. I've actually got 2, but you can see the biggest one there, and a pepinos there. Yeah, so this is like a garden bed next to the house. And this is an apricot tree and an orange tree, which is full of oranges, which is nice. Herb bed is doing great. Got some veggie boxes here and my rhubarb on the other side. Rhubarb's going crazy. I made some rhubarb champagne with it, made some jam, some jelly, some compote, but this is all full of rhubarb. We've taken down the bird feeder that was here, and we finished the kids' cubby house for Christmas, so that's been good. Got a couple of veggie boxes. They're all fairly similar. So I've got some alpine strawberries in this one, some billy buttons, asparagus. These are Australian native flower. They're beautiful. They're just gorgeous. We've got some hops that will grow up here. Got some dahlias in there and a grape, which will eventually grow up a gazebo, which will attach to the roof of the house. We're envisioning this living gazebo which will shade out the harsh Australian afternoon sun, and then it's going to be all deciduous plants which will then let in the winter light and warmth. So hoping to use those permaculture principles here right at the house site. And now I'm going to take you down to the monster veggie patches. This side is a disastrous mess, so I'm not going to take you in there. But I basically got rogue pumpkins growing in there. I've got a little bit of corn and some melons at the end, and whatever we get, we get. We've got an epic hay harvest this year. And so we're going to keep some, sell some, and use some in here to build the soil. So I'm just going to harvest what I can come March, and then I'm going to pile in the hay. It's going to be full of seeds. It's going to be just as, you know, weedy as that is. So I'm not too worried about the weed seeds because it's already weedy. And then I may cover it with black plastic to kill the weed seeds over winter, or I may grow a cover crop of peas to add nitrogen. I'm not entirely sure yet, but all I know is that a whole lot of hay is going to go in here, maybe about 100 bales is going to go into that garden, and we're going to build the soil. It's pretty good in there compared to what I was working with on the other side. The other side I was working with, let me show you quickly. Soil like this. It's not soil, it's rock hard. So this side had much better topsoil than the other side because we didn't remove any, and we just had the pigs in there, which has been great. We've had a lot of volunteer pumpkins pop up because of that. So anyway, we're going to build the soil up, long story short, with a whole lot of hay from our own paddocks, which is wonderful. It's nice to be a closed loop system, and once we're at a point where we feel like we've got our soils where we want it to be, we won't be bringing in any more inputs, which we currently do at the moment. We'll just keep using compost that we make on the farm with our hay, and all that sort of stuff is awesome. Now let's go have a quick peek at this garden behind me. Had a bit of a disaster here. All my cucumbers died, and then I planted seeds and they were all eaten. So I planted some lima beans there, and most of them are grown. So I'm just going to interplant with other beans now. I've got more zucchinis through here, and they're slowly growing, much slower than the other side. My calendula is doing well. Some of my turnips have gone to seed, but you know, all good. I've got more beetroot in here. I've got more alpine strawberries, some okra, eggplant, some Cape gooseberries. I think that's about it in this bed. This was my brassica side, but most of that's gone now because it's heating up too much for them, and the white butterflies are coming out. But I've got beans here, I've got some celery, some lone brassicas. I've got some more Cape gooseberries, some more alpine strawberries, some more okra, heap of beetroot. Some cucumbers down here, some lettuce, more beetroot, and more beetroot over here too. And I've got a few chili and capsicum plants in here too, which are finally growing. On this side I've got a heap of tomatoes, but these are my really small ones, so they're just growing now. Sunflowers right at the back, more beetroot, more tomatoes here, some more brassicas, and this is cucumber along the trellis. And then I've got some more tomatillos, some more capsicums and chilies. I think I've got eggplant in there too, a couple of them. These are Cape gooseberries, some more chilies and capsicums, and some more alpine strawberries. And then we've got tomatoes all the way to the end. Tomatoes in this bed here, and then I've got a little bit over here right at the end. Let's go over. I've got some lone brassicas, some more beetroot, and some beans. These are a bush beans, so they're not growing up a trellis, but these seem to have all sprouted for me, which is fantastic. These are a borlotti bean, which I'm going to dry for winter. And a really quick update on how the garden's growing. It's been a really slow season because we basically had winter and spring. We didn't have winter and winter, but we had winter and spring. So things really slowed down. But I think we're growing well now that we've got some really hot days and some beautiful warm days thrown into the mix. The challenge is going really well. Basically at the moment we're living on zucchini because nothing else is really ready. I've got a little bit of broccoli still, I've got beetroot in the pantry. I think that's about it veggie wise, and lettuce and all that sort of stuff. But I have a feeling we're going to have cucumbers in the next few weeks, and yeah, we've had cabbage and all that sort of stuff as well. So it's been a little bit restrictive, I suppose. I don't have the variety of when I was shopping at the supermarket. But that's okay. I can live with that. I can deal with that. I can be creative with that. The kids are already over zucchini, but it's going to be a long season because it grows prolifically and I've got a heap of plants and I'm hoping to preserve a lot of it. Prior to the zucchini glut, we had a broccoli and cauliflower glut, which is okay because I love both of those and the kids do too. And they're really easy to cook with and to incorporate into our diet. But soon we'll have tomatoes come on. I'm still starting to get little baby ones. I've got some bigger ones in the hothouse. So I feel like we'll have tomatoes soon too. What else? I think that's about it. But that's okay. It's going well. I'm really happy with it. And I'm enjoying the challenge. I'm really enjoying it. So the next part of the journey is going to be preserving and canning a lot of this food because this is not just for summer, this is for winter too. I've got about 200 tomato plants and I'm hoping to put up a ton of tomatoes in the form of passata, tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, relish, salsa, chopped tomatoes, frozen tomatoes, tomato paste, all that sort of stuff. And that will get us through the winter months, as well as other things like relish, zucchini relish, beetroot, pickled cucumber. You know, it's going to be fun finding new recipes to preserve our harvest and so we can eat from our garden all year round. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.